Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Scribble Time with Panda. This is Friday the 24th, so we will be drawing Fan Friday. So I actually got enough drawings to do Fan Friday for today, so thank you for everyone who submitted their drawings. And let's get right to it. So I will be drawing, starting with Hector Montalvo's drawing, and as soon as I actually transition to the right frame. So he sent a few of these, a couple of these drawings here of, let's just boost up the level here so you guys can see it a little bit better, of some marker drawings. So excellent, Hector, thanks so much. And we will do some riffs on this. So these are his original characters, and he actually provided a bio. One of them was that Isidro is the one that has lava. He can manipulate lava and stone. It's a superhero. And then we also have Mantos, who's I guess he's inspired by Bigfoot Bill too, which is Doug Tenable's original character. He's Mantis's older brother. Not canon. Okay. So we're gonna go with this, and the first I'm gonna tackle Isidro's first. I'm gonna turn off Mantos first. The other drawings I have are from Kaylee and also from Lauren, so we will post those. So thanks guys for sending those in. Now let's do Isidro. Let's see what he has. He has kind of a medallion here with supported by a necklace. He has a little goatee with some blue hair, a utility belt, and really can't see I don't think there's anything included for his legs. So I'm just gonna come up with something with that. Well, it's a panda, so it's probably not gonna be too tall. So I'm just gonna resize this a little bit, and I am working in Photoshop as usual. I keep saying that I will do a traditional type of stream. Still trying to figure the setup out because it's a little bit trickier in that regard. So I will, but I'm scheduling one for next week. So he's going to manipulate stone and rock. So he has kind of two what do you call it, gauntlets, I suppose. One is for lava, one is for stone, and it kind of feels like a little bit like a Last Airbender kind of inspiration. So let me just go with that for now. Let's do here. So yeah, so sometimes when I'm doing these drawings, I kind of look at what's going on here. Sorry, my pen is all acting blobby as usual again. So whenever I kind of tackle a drawing like this, I always think about the main idea behind it. I'm kind of thinking through what the pose would be. And I'm kind of going for something similar to, let's just do something like this, where he's kind of doing the surging pose, where he's just like, where he's looking down tops. So if you want to make your characters feel more heroic, you can always put the camera a little bit lower, meaning that anything is going to have like kind of a rounded shape like this. Even so, if you want to make like a tin can more heroic, right? Like say you have a tin can like this. One thing you could do, so this is right now, the camera is actually on top. It's looking above because you can see the top of the can like this, right? Now if you want to make the can feel more heroic and more giant, you want to put the camera lower, meaning that you don't see the top of the can. So like think about if you're looking up at a giant, you're not going to see the top of his head. You're going to see like you're going to be below him. So this can is going to feel more epic if you put the can on the ground looking up at it. But if you're looking down on it, in some ways it kind of makes you feel a bit bigger. So we're gonna try to make our character here more heroic by putting the camera lower. So that's a little thing with perspective. Perspective is kind of a more advanced drawing, so definitely requires a bit more study, but it's very effective. And once you learn how to do perspective properly, I don't necessarily follow perspective so closely all the time. Like I don't use rulers and stuff like that. If I had to for tighter pieces, I would, but like if there's a bunch of buildings and stuff, I'll map it out. But I haven't had to do those type of illustrations for a while. Okay, so this guy has a bunch of abs. He's gonna be I'm gonna set the base template. So this is kind of like making a pizza. I had pizza last night, so I'm using this metaphor. The pizza is, so the panda is my base and my crust, and I'm gonna put the sauce and the toppings on it afterwards. So I want to make sure though that crust is going to be as delicious and as nutritious as possible, and something that is going to be solid. Because if you have a wimpy little crust, that's not going to be able to support all the toppings. Like, so when you pick up the pizza and if it falls apart, yeah, you're not going to have a great time. So we want to make sure that pizza crust is always solid. You know, we want to make sure it's as good as it can be. So I'm going to go like this. Maybe make his legs a little tad bit longer. Actually, I always sometimes mess around with the legs a little bit whenever I'm drawing my panda. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. That's our base. You know, we can always go back and if you're drawing with real pencils, if you guys are watching from home, you can always draw this with like a light blue pencil. So what that ends up looking like is, say, if I draw a light blue pencil, if I draw a light pencil in general, it's gonna look something like it's gonna look something like this. So then when you draw over it, you know, with a darker pencil, you know, the darker pencils are gonna come out a little bit more. So let me just but in this case I'm just drawing straight ahead with the pen, so or with the digital. So I'm just gonna go like so. And based on the drawings that have been submitted, I might actually do a human character today, so non-panda, because the way that and it's by Kaylee, so the way that the drawing was done is it's kind of inspired by panda. So I feel like her character is a human version of my panda. So if I just do the panda version of the human character of my panda character, I think it'd feel a little bit redundant. So I'm just gonna do that one in my style. So just to give you guys a heads up. Okay. So then he's gonna have a little goatee like this. So I'm gonna make sure that mouth feels like so. Maybe I'll add a little bit of a chin like that. I always have trouble sometimes when he's like opening up his mouth, and I kind of need here. Let me put that goatee in the middle of the mouth, because I think that feels a little bit awkward to have it so far to the side and have his goatee just travel with him. Okay. So this will be the first one. Again, thanks so much for everybody who submitted the drawings. I know it's not always it can be a little bit like if you're not used to having your stuff in front of other people, it can be a bit nerve-wracking. But honestly, I think if you're willing to show your work to other people, I think it says a lot in terms of like your willingness to want to improve, and also like just have your work be okay to, you know, your work be publicly seen. So I highly encourage, if you guys are looking to get into art or get better as an artist, is to always constantly share your work, no matter you know, even, and sometimes, you know, it's you might think it's not that great, and in certain circumstances, if the drawing's not that great, it probably would benefit from a few more from some more polish. But just have that attitude that you're willing to share, and even sharing work in progress, I think is valuable too. I think for some things though, I mean, obviously for published works, you kind of get one shot where it's like, you gotta put your best foot forward. But in general, you should have things shouldn't be perfect. They should just be done. I think that's something that I try to hold to. I kind of go with kind of a two-handed approach. Like sometimes for some things like final published works, you want to make sure those are as good and solid as possible. But then before you release it, like they don't show movies that are not all the way finished, and they're finished and completed in general. And then usually the stuff afterwards, like all the behind the scenes stuff, is shared. So we want to make sure that I kind of messed up on that. Let me move that necklace a little bit, because I think it should be more like here and such. So yeah, that feels a little bit better, just placement wise. Yeah, so I would recommend that. So all the behind the scenes stuff is usually brought by later. So I'm gonna make his gauntlet too. Let me finish his belt. So his belt has this really cool design. Yeah, you got some cool things, little details that you have here. Probably, let's see. I'm gonna simplify a little bit, because I think that's part of just working with the form factor of the Panda. You don't want to get it too like. I'm just trying to get it to be as not accurate, but just feel like it, And so you have like some of these other details. I will say that when it comes to design, you want to be able to put your if you have to think about like the main area of focus when you're drawing, so like there's a lot of detail in this belt, but I don't think my guess is that the belt isn't the most important thing of it's cool looking, right? And you can design it and whatnot, but it's probably not going to be your it's not like the main attraction of your character. And I could probably surmise that because his main power is lava and controlling stone and lava, right? So you want to make sure that let's just give him some pants here. I think I'm just gonna give him some shoes like that. So his main power is to control stones and lava. So you want to make it feel like those two things are going to be the things that are going to draw a lot of attention, right? So I'm just going to do things like add rocks here. So I want, if those are like the primary things about him, I want to put all that detail, most of that detail there. So I'm not too concerned with just having a like a cool belt, because his superpower isn't belt. He's not Belt Man or Belt Panda. But it is a cool belt. Let's just go with that. And then he's gonna have this lava power too. So I'm just gonna do this kind of just. And then on this side, he's gonna have some more rock type of patterns. But still try to follow the form. Don't get too caught up with like the details, but make sure that the form is being referenced, right? Like it makes sense that the pattern, you don't want to throw on a flat pattern. You just want to make it kind of wrap around the form. So I'm going to, put some stuff here that's just going to make it feel like like so. And then on the lava, I'll also do some things like, make these little tendrils, kind of lava tendrils, just feel like they wrap around the yeah, this panda's not going to have the abs, Hector. I see your comment there. So yeah, actually when I was growing up, when I was making art, one of my favorite things to draw was like Mega Man characters and Street Fighter characters, because it was so, I don't know, it was just so cool just to see like your the different types of robots. I'm gonna give let me just do this. Yeah, just to be able to show that you have like Dust Man, you have Airman, you have Dust Man doesn't sound so cool. I probably shouldn't have used that one, but like Crash Man, Quick Man, Woodman, and to me, I think I was really into like Mega Man 2 growing up. That was kind of the game that I was obsessed over, and it took me forever to beat that game, actually, because for one, I didn't own a console back in the day, so I always had to go to other friends' place, and you can't get, it's hard to get good at a game when you're only going over to a friend's place, and they probably beat, and they were able to beat the game by then, and so consequently I didn't I wasn't able to get good at games like Street Fighter, where you kind of need a lot of practice for that, and so yeah, so that was, I don't know if it's a shame, but it's like I can't really keep up with people with Street Fighter. I could never do the uppercut move from Ryu and Ken. It just was really infuriating. But I did get good at Smash Brothers, and I think I mentioned that before in the past, because of course I owned the console, and I got to play against my roommate Desmond at the time, and he would always play Sheik. I would always play Star Fox, but then I started going with Mars, and if I wanted to like frustrate him a bit, I would use Jigglypuff, because Jigglypuff would have that one kill move, and I got pretty adept at it. So one of the things I'm going to do to sell this this idea is just to add little crumbs and stuff to kind of just show the power. Okay. And then she's going to have like a little Alright, so he's going to have like this little black, let me clean that up a little bit, because I just moved that over while on Photoshop. So yeah, so even these drawings are available on my website at punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. They're available as coloring sheets, so be sure to go and check those out. Alright, so that's our Isidro. So thank you, Hector. And let's move on to our next character. I'm just going to go to Lauren here. I'm going to come back to do Mantos, because I know that... Well, let me do Mantos, and then I can get to the other ones. So Mantos is Hector's second character. Thanks a lot. Let me just turn this off here. I'll put that there. And so Mantos is going to be. I didn't read Bigfoot Build, the first one, so apologies in advance. Actually, let me put him down here, and I'm going to go. Let's see. Trying to figure out what the poses should be. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do something like that. Something similar to that. So he's gonna wear a hood, and then his tummy is gonna go like that. And we'll just do this. I won't do the whole like ninja pose. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let's try to keep that perspective. Okay, okie dokie. Yeah, so I also moved from, that was 6th grade, I think, is when I was drawing video game stuff. And then when I started watching like X-Men, that was also another thing. Entering middle school, that's when I started picking up stuff like, I read a few comics, some of the original X-Men, started trying to replicate those. Of course, I had my own knockoffs. I mean, they were pretty much, Cyclops and, Wolverine and Jean Grey. I would just, like I had a Wolverine character, but instead of claws, I gave him like blades, like flat blades. And it's not like a cleaver. It's more like it's like a wet. I gave him like sharp wedges, and they were yeah, probably not the most effective fighting tool. And I think he has. So I'm just gonna go with your details here. I don't know how effective it's gonna, how accurate you drew the details. So I'm just guessing at this point because I really don't know this character. Well, so I'm just gonna work off of what you have, Hector. So I hope you don't mind if I'm translating some of these details incorrectly. Actually, let me make that a little bit smaller, like this. Yeah, and actually superheroes was definitely an interesting transition for me because, I started doing things like, anatomy, and that was like, I wasn't very good at it. And so I remember when I first showed my friends, like I would draw the deltoids so tiny, and like my characters wouldn't have any definitions. They would have very tiny deltoids, but they would have enormous biceps, like the men would. Women were like a little bit trickier. I was trying to copy what I was seeing, and without, it's hard to do that without getting a good grasp of anatomy, and of course, I always recommend studying from life, And you know, that could be a little bit tricky, especially when you're younger, because you're trying to like understand the human body, but you're also like going through changes yourself. And so and you know, all that art that's being produced for video games, it's, you know, it's geared towards kids going through puberty. So there's definitely certain things that are probably a little bit more exaggerated than they would be in real life. But I also don't mind that stuff looks. And this fist is kind of messing me up a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm just talking so much. Because I don't want that fist to be like too distracting. I'm just gonna put it right here. Yeah, so it's important to know, like, you know, stuff like the stuff. I don't mind stuff being exaggerated. It's just that you kind of have to know your audience and also what you like. And it's okay to just draw things exaggerated. I mean, I draw them all the time because, you know, it's a panda. Let's make that like that. Okay, let's clean that. Just cleaning that up. Okay. I hope I'm going to give enough time for the rest of these, because these are definitely pretty challenging. So I'm just going to do. He also has a cape too, so. Sorry, so messed around with that. Okay, so he's gonna have like a little hood. That is gonna go underneath. I'm gonna put that hood underneath here. So I'm kind of running into some math problems here. By math problems, I'll say math problems every time I run into something where I have to like figure out the geometry of the panda, how things like fit around him, because you know, things are like these designs are suited for, they're being made for you know, human proportions, and mine is not a human proportion at all. This fist is driving me nuts. Okay, let's move that down there. Okay, that'd be a little bit better. Just gotta calm down. Okay, and then there's a little skull. Let's do a little panda skull here, like so. Trying to move a little bit faster so we can get some more time to the other submissions. I really wanted to just get this one because, yeah, let's put the knives here. Okay, so it's gonna have a patch like that. And I guess if I go over, it's fine. I'll just, this will be just a longer stream, so I can because I want to get these drawings in because some of them were pretty cool. All right. So he's got like this. I guess he says kind of like a bow or something like that. It's gonna have this, maybe put this over here. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna run with that for now. I'm just gonna add a couple more things here. Maybe this little, I don't know, he has a little gourd tool or smoke bomb or something like that. Yeah, back in the day with like, there used to be this thing called arcades where you had to actually like, you could put quarters into a video game machine. But actually, one of my favorite games to play whenever I got the rare trip to go to the arcade was the Simpsons game. That was definitely a lot of fun. Especially, you had to get a lot of people, of course, to play it. But all right, so that's our Mantos by Hector Montalvo. So let's go to the next one. Let me just clean that bit up. Yeah. So I hope you like this. I try my best. Okay, we're gonna go to Lauren. Now Lauren did this special disinfecting quarantine inspired panda. So I'm gonna do that right here. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do. So thank you, Lauren. By the way, I didn't realize it was you because you had popped into the. I was doing an Instagram stream yesterday, so I didn't realize that was you because I was like, I know Lauren, and let's see. I'm not gonna cover up any. Let's see. Let's do it like this, okay? So we get. Let's put our pizza layer. Okay, we're gonna make our pizza. Gonna make a crust. I'm gonna give it kind of an action pose here. Okay. So we're doing our pizza. And I'm guessing by the attire and by the style, this looks like it's a girl. Kind of done in anime style, so I'm just gonna give our characters some eyelashes that aren't gonna get ruined by Photoshop. Excuse me, Photoshop. Oh yeah, okay. Of course, things have to be pandified. So I'm gonna go and give her a mask shape like this. Okay. Okay, so there's the mask. And then she's gonna have some hair. I'm gonna do one type of hair here, just a little group there. Some hair in the back to kind of show some overlap. Or she has kind of a short haircut, so I think I'm gonna go like so. The another one's gonna be like so. And let me just clean up this mass here to kind of show, like I want to maintain the silhouette. I want to give a little silhouette to the ear there to kind of show that who this character is. I might have to take out that other ear. Let's see how that feels. I like the hair though. The hair's done really nice. So let's just go like so. Maybe bring it a little bit further down because we want to make it feel like it's a See, I'm not, my brush isn't, my hand isn't doing what I want it to do. So I'm just gonna go like that for now. And then add a little ear, the panda ear. Okay, so there's, then she's gonna wear a hoodie. And then we're gonna add our, looks like it's a hoodie jacket, so I'm gonna go take that out then. And then do show the zipper like so. Then she's gonna be wearing some shorts. Looks like. And we're gonna do a can of Lysol, like so. Actually, she's probably gonna need to have the glove come up like this. This is gonna be tricky because she has a boxing glove, so it's like, how do I fit this? How do I fit this? Can't fit her finger in there. This is tricky. This one's definitely tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I don't know what Lysol's logo looks like, but I'm going to be like something to that effect. I think this is looking a little bit too angled for my liking, so I'm just going to be like, something happened. Misclicked. Let's bring it over here. Okay. You know what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to make it a little bit simpler. This one's not really going to make sense from a... like so. Sometimes things don't have to make perfect sense. Okay, so then she's gonna wear her She's gonna wear her hoodie like so. I always have a hard time drawing hoodies for some reason. I always feel like they're not quite, I don't get quite a good understanding of them. Sometimes they kind of get lost on me. So let me just take a moment, because I'm kind of drawing a little bit haphazardly, and I need to just back up and say, well, I'm wearing a hoodie right now, so how's it fitting on me? So I'm going to do that then. Because you want your material to kind of feel a little bit thicker. Like so. I'm going to get that tangent out of the way. Okay, so then there's little tassels that would be around there. Let's bring this one up a little bit more. And then she's also going to be carrying another spray bottle. Sometimes I need to go back and double check what a spray bottle looks like, because I don't draw them that often, to be honest. Okay, we'll draw like this. Quite the interesting shape when you think about him. And you also want a bottle too, so you want to make it feel like, let's move this out a little bit so that we can clear the silhouette just slightly. Like so. And then she's going to wear shorts. That seems to be pretty easy, straightforward. I'm gonna give her some kind of shirt. I don't know. It'll just be like, let's give her some tennis shoes, like that. Some high tops. Be wearing jeans. Let's create a tangent right there. Yeah, anyways, that's a tricky one for sure. But thanks, Lauren, for this piece. It's really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the framing too of this that you did with this box behind her. Like really kind of makes it a little bit more interesting, adds some contrast, makes it interesting. So good on you for that. I always recommend just taking that extra step to like polish it just a little bit more, even though it is a sketch, but it's a good sketch. Let's move this guy down here. All right, so I think we got that one. Let's call that one good for now because I want to give some time to also do Kaylee's, who's next, because she's been patiently waiting. So thanks a lot for that. Let's see, let's clean that up. Okay, so Kaylee is going to be this one here. So she did like a panda version of a human version of a panda. So let me just move this out of the way here. Yeah, so that's Kaylee's. So I'm going to just do something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to draw a human character. So this will be a risky move. So let's go. Let's do this. All right. So first we're gonna. So it's a human version of a character. Let's try doing. Are these abs? Okay, I think she's like wearing. Okay, I think I know what she's wearing. She's wearing like a sweater, a crop sweater. Because I'm guessing that's her belly button. So I'm just going to do something here where I'll draw the... This will be tricky. So I'm going to draw like a... I usually kind of default to this one type of... when I'm drawing a character, I'm kind of default to this. Just trying to figure out what pose it would be. Maybe she's like that, right? But that feels a little bit too dynamic. Let me go something a little bit, or too static. Let me just go something like this. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of copy this pose here. So I'm gonna have like a base here. I'm gonna just set up some stuff up here. So I guess she kind of has like Chun-Li type of buns. Hair buns. You people cracking up at home. You know what I meant. Let's see. Although I am older and I'm referencing Street Fighter, so I'm probably, I don't know, just did a... Okay, so I'm gonna have that. Then I'm gonna do. So when the body is a little bit, kind of think of it as a bean. So with men's bodies, they tend to be, there's the rib cage here. Then you have your hips. They tend to be they tend to be a little bit more square in general than most people. And then women's bodies tend to have a slightly smaller rib cage compared to men, in proportion to their hips. So the hips tend to be a little bit, so they kind of get more of this effect, whereas guys, it tends to be a little bit less pronounced. So that's why you want to make your make characters feel a little bit more feminine. You kind of do the little tuck on the side, and you can draw regular size, skinny, chubby, it's what have you, so long as you kind of have that the aspect in there. So like for example, so I'm going to do like that tuck right here. Let's just do the middle of her body like so. And then we're just going to have her walk like here. So I'm going to put that there. So she's wearing some kind of turtleneck. So I'm going to come up like that, and then you're going to have like her collarbone, like so. Just this is just to help with the overall structure of the character. Like it helps to find landmarks. So for example, like the hips, the elbows are going to be around above the hips. So this is more of a, and then with the torso, it's kind of a wedge. Like you think of it as like coming in three parts. So like so this is the first part, then you kind of have like a small wedge there, then you have like the legs like that. So that's kind of how you draw like the hip of women. So I'm going to kind of do that where add this little bit for her shoulder, and then let me move this arm a little bit further out. Okay, so the deltoid's always kind of going about halfway down her arm, and then from there, you know, you want to end your hands around like so. I'm going to try to give her some more traditional boxing gloves. So they're shaped a little bit differently. I'm going to try to puff them up a little bit to get them feel more cartoony. So you can always see me constantly adjusting these arms because I want to make sure that just doing a little reference here to see what boxing gloves look like, because like real boxing gloves, because I want to make sure that because they tend to lock your wrists a little bit. They don't really allow you to think. So I'm going to try to just draw that a little bit bigger. You think by now I would have mastered drawing boxing gloves, but that is simply not true. Okay, so that feels a little bit better. Gonna do the same over here. Just gonna add a little bit overlap, like so. Make it a little bit more fun. Try to add, not be so tight. And here I'm going to add some more detail. Or let me just change this eye a little bit. And clean that up, clean this eye up a little bit. feels a little bit weird, so I'm just going to redraw it. I tend to like drawing my, like my female eyes really with no shine. I think it's just a personal choice because I think, growing up, everybody's always adding a little shine like that. But I kind of like it flat. It just seems a little bit more like... a little bit of illusion. So let's make this a little bit feel like she's wearing a sweater versus something super skin tight. And then just gonna shrink that down a little bit. Wow, we're almost at the hour. So I'm gonna see, you can see why I that I need to draw more human characters. So I'm being kind of exposed at the moment, but that's okay. And you add, let's give her some tennis shoes, like so. Let's just clean up some of these lines. And this is where, it would help to, study some anatomy, just be comfortable with locating and placing the forms. Just make her a little bit like that. You can even, there's not much stylization right now with this one. I would like to add some more if I could, but we could just shade her in like this. Maybe cut it off at the knee. Those went to black. Then just let's boost up some of this. Just clean some of this up. The eye is still kind of bothering me, so I'm just gonna clean up this ear too. Yeah, so I'm working on. I'm actually working on a story where I'm trying to draw a human character. So I've had to like go and practice drawing humans again because I'm so used to drawing pandas, and so this is kind of a straight ahead drawing. I normally don't draw like this. But this is kind of a similar model to the character I'm trying to get used to drawing. And so, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the first human character on the stream. So, Kaylee, thank you for providing this and making it fun. Hope you can. Hope you find this satisfactory. Let me just move that out of the way. Clean that silhouette a bit. Yeah. I think it's part of it is when you're drawing humans, it's just try to keep things readable, just like inform. Like this leg feels a little bit short, so I'm gonna. Okay, just try to like keep things like clean and readable if you can. Let's give her some lower. There we go. Okay, I think let's call it good. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out, and really appreciate you guys spending time. You guys can find these drawings and sketches available for free on my website at punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. I will be uploading those later today. Hopefully I can get to them soon. And if you guys can like and subscribe or like this video if you like what you see, and also just encourage your other fellow artists and friends to subscribe and to support the channel. It really helps a lot. And this is a free thing, so it's all, there's no strings attached with this. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Go out for a walk in the park, what have you. And you guys, and also keep drawing. Keep drawing whenever. Draw in the rain, draw in the sun, draw in the snow. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. I've said that already. So let's make it happen. All right. Have a good one, guys. And we'll resume our topics on Monday, and our topic will be SpongeBob SquarePants. So get those juices flowing. Let's go. See you guys.